Live from the Workplace Ninja Summit in Luzerne. Highlights, insights, and simply interesting talks. This is the Workplace Ninja Podcast.
So welcome back at the podcast area at the Workplace Ninja Summit 2024 in Luzerne. So Harjit, we're back with a new recording.
We're back, it's good stuff.
So give me a second. I need to open the slides so everyone can hear you. We're back.
Am I back?
Yeah, luckily.
All right, it's great. Day 2, great start for today, right?
How was your start?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. A little wet outside, but it's good.
Yeah, but we have already done, I think, 2 recordings. And this is your first one.
This is my first one. I'm a bit late.
So where have you been?
I'm chasing people around for you.
For me. But yeah,
So listen,
there's a lot going on.
there's a lot going on, and we got a couple of good friends here from Microsoft.
Yeah.
And my colleagues.
So my name is Frans Oudendorp. Harjit is joining me as a co-host, and we have Élé Ocholi and Deepika Wadhwa.
Yes, Deepika Wadhwa.
Yeah.
Right.
So please welcome. You're part of the Intune team. What are you especially doing?
Hey, let's see. So I do all kinds of things. I make her life stressful. No, I'm just kidding. We work together in all kinds. But focused on Windows scenarios, particularly onboarding and end user experiences. So getting a device cloud natively managed by Intune. So whether it's Autopilot, whether it's enrollment, getting those devices up and ready and the user productive as fast as possible is my goal. And then I also dabble in end user experiences like a company portal.
Cloud enrollment. Let's take on that. But before I would like to ask Deepika, what is your role, especially in the Intune team?
I make Élé's life better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Good dynamics here.
I'm a group engineering manager. I build stuff and Autopilot, enrollment, device query. Really, wherever I'm needed, I'm going there and I'm building stuff for customers, which is what I love.
Nice. You both have done a session already.
Yes. 2 sessions.
2 sessions already.
She's done 3. She's an overachiever.
Yeah, and I saw that 3 sessions.
She's a powerhouse.
Yeah. But cloud imaging, cloud enrollment. What is to start? Traditional imaging, Windows Autopilot, cloud enrollment. What is the real difference? Is there something you can elaborate a little bit on for people who don't know?
So I am so glad you asked. So one of the big things that we are pushing now is the time for cloud native. What does that really mean? Yes, historically, we have had management of devices in on-prem ways using configuration manager, managing the services yourself with your own servers that you configure and update and do all of that. With Intune, which is our focus, it's all cloud-based management of devices. And so in the past, you used to spend a whole lot of time creating the images that get deployed on all these machines. Going forward, over time, we've developed Autopilot and we continue to evolve it in such a way that now all you care about is the final state. Tell us, what do you want this device to look like in as quick as possible, and we'll take care of it for you. The device, whatever the base version of the OS is, connects to the cloud, connects to our service, and we take it from there. We layer every additional setting, apps, and get the user productive as fast as possible.
But we got to make a distinction, right? Because I think a lot of, not to say a lot of folks, but some folks, they get confused with the word imaging, and then they tie that to Autopilot. But Autopilot is not an imaging service.
That's true.
It's a provisioning service.
It is. That's a
Like you
good. That's a
talked
very
about the layering.
good.
What's the real difference?
There's a difference.
It's a difference. An image has everything already packaged into one object, and then you deploy it to a machine right away. And so you spend a lot of time trying to create that, managing a gallery of this huge multi-gigabit images. Well, I'm going to keep using images to define images. Somewhere and managing all of that. Now we're saying take away all the complexity that comes with that. Says whatever the base clean image, as we say. It doesn't necessarily have any tweaks and things done yet. It doesn't matter where you're coming from with that base image. Let Intune take care of adding all those settings over time. Well, in a short amount of time, ideally, to get you up and running. So it's no longer what's contained in the initial package.
Yeah.
It's the idea that whatever the initial package is, as clean as it is, we will convert it and add everything you need during that provisioning period. That's really what.
And
Nice.
I would like to add that when we think of imaging, almost think of it as being frozen in time. It's a snapshot in time,
Yeah.
and then you apply that snapshot. Whereas with Autopilot, what we really see it as is evolution. If there's a new app that comes around, you have flexibility to add it versus taking that snapshot and regenerating that snapshot. So that I would say that's the biggest difference, where you have more flexibility in how you control what apps and policies get delivered to the end user at provisioning time.
I totally agree with you.
cost
In
of
my
management.
previous life as a sysadmin, that was something that I used to do, right? I had to build different images for students or for faculty and staff, because I was in the university and stuff like that, or for different type of devices, because you had driver things and stuff like that did not comply. So it was challenge. And then all of a sudden, like someone will say like, oh, hey, could we add this other application or this thing? You're like, oh my God. Now I got to rebuild the thing again and
Yes.
log in and do all this stuff and sys prep everything. And
Exactly.
Right.
Did you do that?
The cost of
Yeah,
all of it.
I did.
See, to her point, the cost to create, the cost to update is so much higher
Yeah.
with an emerging world. And so that's why, the foundations of modern deployment,
Yeah.
modern management, and all of that is where cloud management.
So I want to touch upon something. Hybrid.
What's that?
Go on.
Élé was telling Cloud Native.
So listen, I'm part of Microsoft, so I'll say it too. We have officially in our docs have already stated it's not that we're not supporting, we do not highly recommend doing hybrid with Autopilot. Go completely full cloud native, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Do you guys want to touch upon that a little bit, or why the revolution and how we're going? If you don't, it's fine. It's fine.
No.
No, we can definitely discuss,
sure.
and Élé can provide the product view, and I will provide the
Absolutely.
engineering view for it.
Excellent.
Good. So I'd like to start with, what was it, one of our coworkers, I can't remember who came up with the actual phrase, but, friends don't let friends do hybrid.
Exactly.
And so
I think
ultimately the thing is, yes, we understood why customers had to come from there. As you moving from an on-prem complete estate to a pure cloud native, as we call it, environment, it's not simple. We understand that. You have to understand how all the applications work, how you're networking, various things there. And so we understand why some customers have gotten into it, but the complexity and some of the services and things that we support for that hybrid environment is not being translated to the cloud. It doesn't translate to the cloud. And so we as a company across multiple products have made the bet that we have done enough now for all our cloud services, that now is the time to be able to build entirely on the cloud and take advantage of everything else that comes with the cloud. The data processing, the Copilot environments, Copilot features that we're already creating, and all of that really depends on cloud data that we can then help you process and enable so much more.
Yeah, but on the other hand, what you already are saying is that we have other tools in place that can support working cloud native with probably legacy apps, having a VPN connection, doing Kerberos authentication instead of all the cloud services that we have. So hybrid isn't needed from a technical perspective, in my opinion.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's what I advise our customers at the moment, and moving fully cloud native. So there is no need to be in a hybrid way, because it gives you, from a product development perspective, a lot of challenges, in my opinion.
You should work for Microsoft.
So from a technical,
I tried.
Yeah.
So Deepika can speak some of those technical
Deepika.
Yes,
challenges.
yes. So I would almost say that from an end user perspective and from a customer perspective, what you would want to see is reliability in getting the user to a productive state. And hybrid really proves challenging in that space. Now, we as Microsoft have come up with the technology, we are supporting that technology, but it has proven very challenging from a reliability standpoint to make sure that all the things that are needed happen, and then the end user can, in a very consistent manner, get to the productive state. So as we think about cloud native, that's where we're thinking, is that complexity really something that we would want for our end users and our customers? Or are there better ways of doing this?
Right. Yeah, no, that's excellent. So I'm gonna hit on 3 different things. One, your session you had today. Just tell us, what were your takeaways from the audience? Like, what kind of questions did you get? Where do you think you can incorporate those? And what's the future of Autopilot and stuff like that?
Nice.
Too much?
I would say the 8 a.m. session was very interesting. So
People are still waking up, right?
Yes, we definitely tried our best to wake them up and share some.
It was early.
Yes, it was early. But I think my key takeaway is people were excited to see what we have invested in and what's coming. They do want to know more about the journey, how it is more relevant to their customers, and how to get there. That's something that I think we will have to continue working upon.
Okay.
And what was the key takeaway from the session that you want the audience have from the sessions that you have given?
Nice. So for the session this morning, I would say there's 2 big things, or 2 fundamental things to take away. One is we're doing a lot. Continue to invest. We GA'd self-deploying pre-prov. We released Autopilot device prep. We did so much work. And below all of that, Deepika and her team have invested so much time in improving the reliability, the quality of the services, all up. So that's the first big takeaway. The second is Autopilot device preparation. We released that this year. We think it sets us up for such a glorious future together with our customers, but to really enable provisioning in a simple, fast, observable, and reliable manner.
Can you
say it again?
So that's APDP.
APDP. Yes.
APDP. New acronym.
A new acronym for us all.
Can you get a little detail, a little bit? Like, what is it? How does it work? What's different from your traditional Autopilot that people have known?
So,
something about hashes or no hashes?
Everybody loves the hash. No. So it's the. I'll take a step back. The thing is the Autopilot that we all know and love wasn't available for our government customers. It depends on certain services in the cloud, in the consumer space, that are not available for government customers. And these are really important customers as well, paying the same amounts, and yet they didn't have that.
Okay.
And so once we took a step back, and Deepika and his team started looking into the below the surface, underneath the covers, and we went there, realized, look, there were so many things customers wanted us to improve anyway. Simplicity, reliability. Some customers would be like, hey, this is a black box, what's going on? The truth is, I'll be honest, there were times where they were like, I laid 15 devices in a room, 10 worked, 5 didn't, and I don't know why. And it worked in the lab, and we understood that. So we went back in, thought hard, and came out with this re-architected stack that is really there to address all those core issues and start customers down that path. It's a long journey. There's a lot of scenarios in the current world. And so this is an evolution. And so we started with the most important set of scenarios and what's used the most. We actually surveyed them in our session today, and it was up to 60%, maybe it was 50 to 60%, all use user-driven modes, where the end user is actually running through this. And then pre-prov was a bit less, and then self-deploying a bit less. We understand all scenarios are important, but we picked that user-driven mode scenario where our data shows is up to 70 to 75% of our customers using it. And we've created this Autopilot device pre-provisioning focused on Windows 11, because that's where we want all customers to get to with Cloud Native. pure enter join. I'm not going to talk about hybrid anymore. And a user-driven experience that allows a user to log in, get their profiles in a much more efficient manner. I'm sure Deepika can speak to the enrollment time grouping work that we're doing there to improve our latency
Excellent.
and all of that. And get up and running with a core set of apps, also encouraging better practices when it comes to this world.
Okay.
And if you want to add anything there to...
You covered the I think the observability part is very important, where or as the device is going through the provisioning phase, it really talks back to the service in what's happening on the device. This is something that was very challenging with the existing product. So as we rebuilt the device preparation, those signals are coming back in near real time, and the admin can see where the device is in the provisioning journey.
Okay.
And if it succeeded, how much time it took. So basically, you can, as an admin, you can decide, well, I have 8 minutes for a successful deployment. I have a couple more minutes if I want to do something more. Or it's running into 15 minutes and I want to reduce the time that the end user has to
Right.
sit through provisioning.
And the
So-
IT admins can see at which phase, what's taking longer.
Yes. And what's not working as well.
Right.
So if there's an app deployment that failed, why did it fail? Like something that we see very commonly, and we cannot really see it in the current product in Autopilot, is incorrect detection scripts. So the app installed, but because there was an error in the detection script, the admin has no idea why it failed.
Okay.
But with APDP, you actually get to see why that app failed, and almost in near real time.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you can fix
Yeah.
that script in that fashion as well.
Fantastic. And I've got one more question before you jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I came across a blog post. I think we just posted it yesterday, maybe today. I'm like all confused with the US and Europe time
Within the
zones.
last 24 hours.
Right, last 24 hours. And there's a blog post about new Windows enrollment process and with Autopilot. Can you two talk about that? You know what I'm talking about?
It's the quality updates, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Nice. You want me to take that? Or you can-
So
Yeah.
basically, what we announced was you will now have optional quality updates flowing through in Ubi. We know that customers really want that, so that's a good feature. So finally, it's there. There are a couple.
Luckily.
There are a couple of things that we would want to make better. First, we want to add admin controls so that you as an admin can choose whether you want to get those optional updates or not. Those are not there currently. So we are working, Élé and the Autopilot team is working to put out a blog as well.
Right.
And the second thing, which you will see in the blog as well, I'm kind of giving an early sneak peek over here, is some customers may see passwordless actually not working, because what happens is once the optional updates get installed, we lose the creds due to the reboot.
I see.
Yeah.
So when the reboot happens, the user will have to sign in again. So that's something that,
You're working on.
yes.
Okay.
So updates
Yeah,
will flow during that period. We know you want more controls. We understand. We are going to be working on when we'll build those into.
Are there concerns about that it's going to take a bit longer now to provision because of these quality updates, or not? I think it should be pretty flawless, right? Like, that's always going to be a bit delayed because you're installing something new,
Yes.
right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So it depends.
So I would again plug in for APDP over here.
AP.
Because with the current product, you don't know how long it will take.
Exactly.
But with APDP, you will actually come to
You
know.
can see it exactly.
Yes.
You will
Yeah.
see, and you will be able to adjust to something.
I love it.
More
I
will
love
come.
it.
So
Yeah, but you're talking about quality updates. That's the fun part, because I'm running at a customer at the moment, running with OSD Cloud to do the updates up front. So if we don't want to need extra products and only use Autopilot with including quality updates, including all the stuff that I need to hand over a specific device to an end user, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Nice.
But on the other hand, they are using what is it called nowadays? It was white glove in the
Yeah.
end.
Provisioning.
Yeah.
Pre-provisioning, right?
Pre-provisioning and the new feature, the ATP, what is it?
APDP.
Yeah, that one.
So
What is the difference? Because up front,
Good question.
I was thinking it's a bit more or less the same. So I will implement the new device provisioning, and then I can move away from the others. But that was a bit different in my opinion. So what's the difference?
So, with the world that you're used to and you're looking to move to the future with, there are multiple modes. We have the user-driven deployments. We have pre-provisioning, where someone can create or someone can run through provisioning on behalf of someone else in your environment, and then they just complete the Ubi experience. And then there's self-deploying mode, where a device goes through effectively a device provision and no user is attached to it. So when I was talking about how we chose the initial set of scenarios to target while we add more, with APDP, we are starting with that first bucket, user-driven experiences. And so that's the scenario where for that set of configurations, we do ask folks to evaluate the value, the observability, all these new goodness that can come out of your shifting, see whether it works for you.
Yeah.
We understand there are many customers using the pre-registration or registration scenarios here. We've added what we have called Windows corporate identifiers to be able to let us know about devices beforehand. It's just one step. It's a convenience that we've added. It's not a security feature, but it's a convenience that we've added to be able to tell us that there are serials, manufacturers, models of particular list of devices that are allowed in. Combining that with APDP, you can actually achieve quite a few scenarios. Enrollment time grouping means you don't have to depend on dynamic groups, the group tag, and all of those things to help build. So there are things you can start to do today. But yes, if you're using pre-provisioning, and for those few customers, we understand there are some CEOs that do not, for any reason, want to sit through an UB. It's coming. We're evolving it. We're trying to improve. Everything here, we're trying to improve. We're trying to evolve, make more secure. The SFI is really important to us as a company.
Yes.
You know, JR mentioned it during his session. So we're trying to add better security without compromising too much on the experiences that customers know and love.
I love that.
Amazing.
So much stuff. It's coming into Intune, into Autopilot, into the enrollment of the devices. So it gives a native experience for the end users, for businesses to enroll the devices and connect them to the end users. So I love that because it makes my work as an independent consultant helping customers more easy to adopt the devices. But now we're talking about Autopilot and Windows, but it's even more and broader than that. So with macOS and with all the other stuff.
Cross-platform investment.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think we are closing soon, right?
I think so.
But I want to ask one last thing. How would you like our community, IT pros, things like that, to provide you guys with any feedback, any requests, any feedback, any... you know where I'm going with this. It doesn't have to be because not everyone is here in Ninja. Not everyone is at. What's the best mechanism for your team to receive that kind of
feedback?
So there's no one answer. There's no one answer here. By that I mean it depends on what's available. You know what? We actually have dedicated folks just spending time walking through Twitter, LinkedIn. Send us information that way if that's how you prefer. For those that do have accounts with M365, there are paths within that you can then submit feedback to our team. So I would say in today's world, there's nobody just posts to Twitter. They post to Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, so all that.
It's too much.
It's similar in the sense of provided through the channels that you do have. For those customers who have signed certain levels of agreements, that gives them a bit more access to account teams within the company and things of that nature. That's a good path as well that gets to us.
Including the smileys and the frowns, right?
Smileys, the frowns.
Because that goes directly to the teams, right? Who's working on a specific...
It goes through, exactly. So it actually, we get emails that has a summary of all the information that's submitted through those
There you
things.
go.
So, yes,
That's it.
please use that.
And kudos to the team who's managing to the social accounts, because
It's amazing.
I met one of the guys in March when I was in Seattle, and it was amazing how they handle the feedback and give reactions to. It's super fast. So if you have a question, please reach out to them, and
It's
you
great,
get them.
honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the great things when I started working with Deepika that she introduced was we have a weekly session with
Yes.
her whole team. And the guy you met up in March, he has a dedicated slot just to walk through
Just for
with all
Autopilot.
of us.
Yeah, that's
All the feedback he's gotten through
Awesome.
social media, through all
All
of that.
of it.
So it really does come straight to us.
Yeah, and I'll
Great plug for Max. Max is
Max
amazing.
Stein is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You gotta follow Intune sub team handle on X. People will say, "Hey, is there an issue going on with here?" He's like, "Hold on, let me find out."
And
And
he
then
does it really
he'll hit people like you guys.
Exactly.
but it helps you to improve the product.
Yes.
But on the other hand, it helps us as end users, as admins, sysadmins, as consultants, whatever. We get the answer that fast that we can move forward on that. So thanks for that.
Truly beneficial.
Thanks for being in the recording here.
Thanks for having us.
Great.
They were awesome.
No,
It's
this was
awesome.
great.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you. And thank you for partnering with us as we build. So we
Yes.
do really appreciate you and that community for helping.
Let's move forward on that. And if you're watching, if you're listening, please like and subscribe if you want to know more about Autopilot, but also on identity, Intune, security. We will record next in about an hour, I guess. A lot of more stuff on this. Stay tuned on that. Thanks for watching.
And thank you, Ninja.
Thank you.